Good Morning Gwinnett presents the Friday Morning Mingle, the show hosted by the women of the Thrive Tribe, sponsored by the Gwinnett Women's Chamber of Commerce. Check out the ladies every Friday morning at 10 a.m. as they talk about their real life as an entrepreneur. If you miss an episode, be sure to go to www.goodmorninggwinnett.com to listen to past shows. Sit back and enjoy.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Friday Morning Mingle. We are the women of GWC. Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful Friday. What's going on, ladies?
Georgette trying to get us
boss women, y'all.
She's trying to get us some extra subscribers with the boob work this morning.
You heard that?
Yes, I heard that.
I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Yes, it's okay, girl. Pull that zipper down a little bit. Go ahead and get us some extra subscribers. Honey.
Sexy on Friday. Sexy on Friday. There you go. There you have it. So how y'all doing this morning?
I'm good.
We're good.
Look, out of both of you, I am the least morning person. I'm just gonna be real right now, so I'm like, whoo, okay. I had a long bowling night.
This morning, showing a little cleavage.
Had a long bowling night.
Cleavage. Showing a little cleavage.
Cleavage.
So that means that she slept well.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
Doing good. Doing good.
We got a good show this morning. I saw a video, y'all, yesterday. This guy. This was so interesting because we had just had this conversation yesterday. And Creesh, where you at, Creesh? Creesh going, hey y'all, Creesh, what you want? Listen, you want to come in? Anyway, I saw this video yesterday, and this guy, he had made a lot of money. So he created a software company, right?
Mm-hmm.
And hold on, let me let Creesha in, y'all. I'm about to email you, Creesha. He created a software company, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was interesting, he sold a software company for $100 million.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
God bless him. That's
wow. Now that's what I'm talking about.
And he's young. He's like 33 years old. So he's a young guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he created a software. And then after he sold it, he was like, okay, what am I going to do with my life? And I was like, in my mind, I'm thinking, so you know me, I'm terrible, y'all. And I'm bad like this because I feel like money solves almost everything. So when I think about that, I'm thinking, heck, whatever you want to do at this point, because you listen, 100 mil, you straight, bro. But he was like, what am I going to do with my life? Like, I have a goal that most people just dream about.
Yeah,
and
totally.
He was trying to figure out what was he going to do. Creesha just sent you the link, darling. He was trying to figure out what was he going to do the rest of his life. And it was interesting because he said, I could do anything I want to do. He doesn't even own a house, y'all. He was like, I don't own a house. And I was like, what? With $100 million? He said, but all his millionaire friends, billionaire friends, they don't really own anything. He said the only time they buy a house is when they want to do something special. Like he said, one of his friends bought Pharrell's house, and when he bought Pharrell's house, he dug up the whole backyard to make it like he wanted. He said, but most of the time they don't, because it's like, why do you buy that? Take that money and invest it in something else. He's like not the first person out here say that. Like Ramit Sethi, he got a whole show on Netflix called How to Get Rich. It's a whole show. He's talking to these couples. But anyway, he has all this money and he doesn't know what he's going to do with the rest of his life. So he's trying to figure that out. Mm-hmm. Like, he decided he wanted to do YouTube, right? And then people started to question him, like, why are you doing YouTube if you got all this money? He said, well, his reason for doing YouTube was to show people what he did and to coach them, because that's his give back. So he said, honest, and then what was interesting, he said, I'm burning through thousands and thousands of dollars with the YouTube coach. And so the guy said, well, so would you not ever want to make money? And he said, no, I want to make money, but I want to make money to cover the money that I'm burning through. He said, because right now I'm burning thousands.
Right.
To make this YouTube channel successful. He said, so like, I don't need the money. 100 million? No, you don't.
No,
but what was interesting, and it was so key to our topic, what happens when you hit that milestone that you have hit, right? Especially when you hit a milestone. That's a big milestone.
That's a big milestone, right? I mean, I'm just trying to get subscribers, right? 100 million.
And he was like, I want to invest in people. I want to invest in teaching, and YouTube has been my platform to do that. Now, granted, I'm sure his YouTube channel is going to be blown up really quick because he has a lot of money to market it. Right. And he'll get his investment back for sure. But we talked about this yesterday. Like, what happens when you hit the milestone? Because it's crazy. I hit 1,000 episodes on Good Morning Gwinnett on Thursday. No, not Thursday, Wednesday. 1,000 episodes, right? And I took Thursday off, y'all. I took Thursday off. I said, I just need to think about like the next phase of what Good Morning Gwinnett looks like. And I spent the whole day just pondering that. And I finally came up with a great idea. Things that's going to help me take it to the next level, because I suck at sales. I had to figure out like what was the strategy for all of that. And when I tell y'all, when you stop for a second just to think, the answer will come to you. Not stress about it, but just stop and just listen. And all the answers just started to come in. I woke up this morning like, that's why I'm like, yay, because I woke up this morning like, I got it. I finally feel like I got it. So anyway, what do you do after? What milestones have you guys hit, and what do you plan to do? What did you do after you hit them?
Well, okay, go ahead. You want to go, Letitia?
I was going to say I heard a lot in what you said, and my thing is that, first of all, we don't know if 100 million is a milestone or just actually selling the software. So I think a lot of times, I can speak for myself when you're thinking about milestones, which is, you can call it goal setting or whatever. You said, I want to get this. And then you get so laser being focused on just that you get tunnel vision, that you're not thinking about anything outside of that, which can be a gift and a curse. Because then, like you just said, once you get it, now what? Which should be part of, your business plan. I think a lot of times too, people continue to start business after business after business after business, because it's like, okay, now that I've hit whatever milestone with this business, then I'm bored now, then it's on to the next thing. So it's always, in my opinion, about what does that milestone represent for you when you hit it. That is the key. So for me, this wasn't really a milestone. Again, when I started my business, it was just all about, I just want to be successful and make money in a business. And at first it was just a supplement to pay bills and take care of my family. And then that just became a repetitive thing year after year. And then I said, you know what? I want to do this full time. And I did it full time. And again, that was it. So even though I wasn't starting different businesses, it was continued setting other stuff. And it wasn't until I was in business for 10 years, when I hit my 10-year mark, which was last year, when I really began to like, you know what, Letitia, things that you do now have to be very intentional. And when you, and which is what the milestone is supposed to be, but not only intentional in hitting it, but to me, it should be intentional in what it does when you do hit it. So now you know how to pivot and move forward. So for me, that's where I am now. I've made the 10 years. And now I know that in the next 8 years, I want to be in position to where I'm not retired, but the business is managing itself independent. So that is the next milestone I'm working on now.
Nice.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. Yeah. I to piggyback up what Letitia said and what you were talking about when you was that, I mean, unless sometimes, you have these ideas of like where you want to be, and you reach them way before you anticipate that to happen. And, and that's probably what happened to him, right? He figured, oh, I want to do this software. And then all of a sudden he got this money and he's like, oh, well, I really want to do other things, but he probably had no thought of what else he wanted to do, because he was so ingrained, like the teacher said, about just focusing on getting the software out and selling it. Maybe he didn't even think about selling it. Maybe he just wanted to do the software and, and some people will use it because, sometimes that happens too. I want to create this thing so people could use it, and all of a sudden somebody wants to buy it. So I think a lot of times, sometimes we don't, as entrepreneurs, especially serial entrepreneurs, I don't think sometimes we have an idea of focusing on a milestone. We just want to, our milestones will be very minimum. We just want to get to the next sale, or we just want to get to 50 people to buy our product, and then other things happen. So you have to shift. You have to shift how you think about those things, For me, it's always my doll. It's not always my doll podcast. It's not always my doll podcast, but because of the fact that I do have a lot of things going on with my doll podcast, I had to really shift how I thought about that, or you had that conversation, because I always was hesitant. I love doing my inspirational cards. I love doing all of that. But my podcast is what I spend, like Audrey, I spend the most time doing. I'm editing shows, I'm promoting it, I'm doing those things, but I didn't look at it as something that would be like, oh, well, yeah, I have a milestone for that. Things were just happening. Things were just happening. And I'm thinking, well, geez, I have a lot of things happening in that. So maybe that's the clue for me to just focus on that. So I did hit a milestone. I wanted to get 1,000 subscribers. And sometime last night I did on my YouTube channel.
Congratulations!
So I have 1,000.
Yes. And y'all been talking about that for a while now. So you finally got over the
I have 1,003 as of today.
Listen, wait, I gotta cut Georgette off. Listen. Everybody,
listen,
Linda. Everybody go over to Georgette's channel. It's a great channel. She has amazing stories on YouTube. It's youtube.com in the doll world, correct?
Yes, in the doll world.
It's youtube.com/ in the doll world. She just hit 1,000 subscribers, which is what you need to start monetizing, but you need 4,000 watch hours.
Yes, I do. So that's where I'm at. I think that's my next goal.
Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, it's Amazon. Shout out to y'all because y'all like faithful. Listen, go to that channel, YouTube.
Subscribe and watch some of the videos. You'd be surprised. I mean, a lot of times, people may be thinking, "Oh, it's a doll podcast," but honestly, it really is about dollpreneurs. That's what I call it because it is about their journey. It's about.
Did you register that?
Yeah. Well, yes.
You need to register right now because somebody listening. Like, oh, wait a minute, that's
Audrey just gave you yet another milestone.
Listen, G, you need to pause this video and go register that. That needs to be your academy. Listen to me, Linda. That needs to be the academy. I'm telling you now, this ain't by mistake that we just heard what you just said. Register, just get on your other things on the computer, register that, and that's the academy.
That's awesome.
You know why that's the academy, y'all? Because Georgette has been in the doll world. We started that company in 1999. She can tell you everything about the doll world and doll manufacturing, including the worst part of it, which was shipping. She handled that part. Let me tell you what she handled. Right? She handled the shipping, and she handled the doll designs and what their hair looked like. I don't have no design sense, not at all.
She handled all the marketing, which got us.
Got us
a lot of got us.
But that was our strength. So she knows everything about manufacturing a doll, including the manufacturer. Like she can tell you who to go and get the doll manufactured through. You know why? Because we manufactured a doll in Hong Kong, and they still have our molds in Hong Kong. So that program, G, you've been asking for it, baby. There it is, Dollpreneur Academy. There
I'm gonna say something else too. So you said y'all started this in
1999.
1999. So we can say over 20 years ago. And for people who are listening, people who are watching right now, I want you to understand and hear what I'm getting ready to say. So these ladies started this over 20 years ago. And for anyone that is doing any type of product that has to be manufactured, y'all know that there's a lot that goes into that. Yep. So here we are 20 plus years later, and she is still in it, no matter the ups and the downs, no matter the times that I'm sure in 20 years she wanted to quit, and to still, in the midst of all that, not allow the fact that it took 20 years to still set milestones and to reach a milestone. That says a lot, because most people have these 20-year ideas and you never bring it to fruition. Yep. So not only did these ladies create this idea, and no matter the struggles, here she is 20 plus years later, still talking about it and still reaching a milestone. And also this, and no disrespect to you, Georgette, nor you, Audrey, these ladies aren't 21 years old.
Hell no.
And so I'm saying
not even close.
What? Right. So I'm saying all that to say it doesn't matter how old you are. Nope. It doesn't matter your background. All you need is determination and the will to do it, and you can make it happen. And the fact that, even though Audrey is doing other things, but Georgette is continuing to carry that torch, even now, 20 plus years later, and reached a milestone. So yes, there may be other levels to this milestone when it comes to YouTube, but she can safely say, hey, I have 1,000 subscribers. That's one thing. Now I got to move on to the next thing. I think people need to understand how great and awesome that is, because you get discouraged in being an entrepreneur so often, you know, and you do want to quit a lot of times, 20 times in a day. Let's just forget about daily, sometimes 20 times in a day. So the fact that, you know, 20 years later, which is, you can see the goals right in the background right behind her.
Right
20 years later, she is still a seasoned woman, a seasoned business owner, and still pushing. I think we have to, we got to commend that. You know, we definitely got to commend that. That's a beautiful thing. I just needed to say that to those people who are struggling right now, you know, trying to figure out what to do, feel like they're too old, you know, they don't know enough or whatever. No, just start. Just put one foot in front of the other and just start. You don't have to know everything. I promise you. Just keep going and don't give up. Just keep going.
Now let me say this, y'all. There's a book in the carousel. It's called "So You Think You Want to Be a Boss." You might want to get that book though. You might want to pick that book up before you start on this journey. Let me just tell you, and we can all tell you, 24 years to be exact. 24 years Georgia has been in this industry, and y'all don't even understand how happy I am, because for the last 2 years I've been saying, build a YouTube channel. You already my youth. Let me tell you something, and I probably have told this story before. I've been on YouTube since 2006. Let me say that again. 2006, 170 followers. Sad. And I was saying, Georgette, you almost there. Just focus on it. And so that has been my banging to her head. Focus on
it. It has been.
But what's interesting, y'all, what's interesting about today, and Crease, I'm gonna let you talk, baby. I'm so excited, y'all. Y'all don't even understand, because I know what she's been struggling. We all have our struggles, right? And I know she's and everything. She would always come back to me and say, "Audrey, these dolls just keep showing up. I don't know what to do." She kept saying that. They didn't show up for me like that. Like once I kind of left the company in 2005, they didn't show up again for me, but they stayed in her life the entire time. They would show up at special occasions when somebody needed a doll, right? Or they needed an interview and they wanted to talk to me, which was not very often after I left the industry. But they stayed in her life and they would keep showing up. And I was like, you gotta do the dolls. You gotta do something with the dolls, because they keep showing up. So for me, I'm super duper excited to hear that, because now as I sit here and she said, because I'm just talking to dollpreneurs, I'm like, that's it. Like y'all know how I think. The whole plan has played out in my head. The entire thing, the entire academy, it has played out in my head already. Which I'm gonna have to get it out my head when I get off this Zoom. But here's an interesting thing about that, right? So we started out in 99. We dissolved the company in 2005, and then I got into media in 2003, and I had a magazine, I had a newspaper, and I had the doll company at the same time. And I always created stuff to promote the company, right? And the reason I did that was because I saw a documentary about Ivory soap. And documentary said that Johnson & Johnson invented soap operas to promote Ivory soap. And I was like, that's genius. To this day, you can still watch a soap opera and something about Johnson & Johnson flashes across your screen. So in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna do what Johnson & Johnson did. I'm gonna start these magazines and these newspapers and all this to promote the dolls, which is what I did. So I've been in media. I've been in media for 23 years.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm still in
long time. Yeah,
23 years today. I'm still in media, and I'm excited about the journey. So Letitia said it all. It has been a journey, but let me just tell y'all this: get the book before you get on the journey. Do a self-check. Check twice. Matter of fact, check 3 damn times, because it is not an easy journey. Allow us to do a lot of things. Yeah, it allows us a lot of freedom. It allows us to support other people. It allows us to impart into you guys all the things that we've learned, and we want to share them. So get the book first, though. I'm just saying. Go ahead, Creesh. I'm finished talking. Okay, she's talking to somebody else. Like she's like, "Oh, you talking too doggone long? I forgot what I'm gonna say." Now somebody talking to me.
That's funny.
So milestones are big, and right now we're all on our new journey. Letitia got 3 new clients last week.
Nice.
So talk about that, because you didn't talk about that. You just said I got three clients.
So remember. So I said earlier about and again, like you know, Audrey said, get the book. You know, I've said for a long time, when we start businesses, you know, in our mind, we have this idea of this is how the business is going to be, right?
Yep.
And for most of us, it is so not that, you know, but you know, if you stick in it and you stay around, you get to evolve. And so being in business 10 years has afforded me the opportunity to work with a lot of different people, a lot of different backgrounds, you know, and just really get a better understanding. I feel like just like a baby, I've grown up in my business. I've become, you know, better when it comes to finances. I've become better in how to deal with people, because that's another thing when it comes to, you know, your business. You have to be able to know how to take your feelings out of things a lot of times and really listen to what your clients are telling you and meet them where they are. And so when we started, you know, the whole book thing, the whole idea and concept was to be able to create $1 million idea. Which I'm grateful to that. And that it just got me to thinking, well, Letitia, you know, you don't want to be doing the day-to-day with the business. So how do you pivot to where you can still do what you love doing, but be very intentional? And so Audrey and I talked about this for a while, about this program that I wanted to get into, which is a very expensive program. So financially, the commitment is huge. And I was like, girl, remember I told you my income already down, but I'm about to go and add on to it by committing to this. And so I'm just going back and forth, just trying to figure out how I'm going to make it happen. And, you know, again, like we said before, when you make your mind up and you stick to it, things happen. And so I've been in this program now for right about a month, and I haven't even done the bulk of the work that needs to be done. But because I changed my mindset in terms of the type of clientele that I want, in terms of knowing my value, my worth 10 plus years in, I've been able to bring on 3 new clients at a higher income level. So that means that I'm working smarter and not harder. And as a result, I just hired 2 new interns, again, helping with that infrastructure to do that. But I can assure you, had it not been for the journey of the 10 years and all the things I've been through, had it not been for the side conversations, because you do doubt yourself a lot of times, had it not been for me, you know, being stretched in this program with multi-millionaires. Now, we just talked about this. I am by far a millionaire. I am far removed from that, but it's what I aspire to be. So in order for me to be a millionaire, I have to be around other millionaires. Yeah. So therefore, I put myself in a hot box, in a hot seat. And like I said, 4 weeks, and about 2 weeks into it, I got 3 new clients.
Nice.
3 new clients.
I want to say something. It's so funny. I gotta share. I gotta find the link and share that video with you guys. So the guy that I was talking about with the $100 million, right? He was being interviewed by 3 people, and they were asking him. He said, "You got to be around the people that you aspire to be like." And so one guy said, "Do you mean just get rid of like all your friends?" He said, "No, I'm not saying that." He said, "Get rid of the friends who don't support what you're doing." He said, "Not because one guy said, not all of my friends are entrepreneurs. We just go out and have a beer, have a good time." He said, "But the ones that be like, yeah, you know, that ain't worked last time." He said, "Get rid of them. You don't want to be around them." And then you get into the rooms with the people you want to aspire to be like. He said, "But you can keep your regular friends because they're your regular friends. But if they say anything that does," and I'm paraphrasing y'all, "that does not support what you're doing, get rid of those friends because they're not going to support you. They're not going to see the vision, and they're going to hold you back." I was like, oh, that's so true. But, you know, I've learned that over the years. Like I have my friends that I love dearly. And one of my best friends, she's just not entrepreneurial, and she probably never will be, but that's okay. But she's one of my best friends in the world. And that's okay. And I realized that's okay. And what happened was when Georgina and I first started the business, the relationship was strained a little bit because I was all in, y'all. You talking about tunnel vision. We was like, take the kids to school, go sit in IHOP.
I know that's right. Right. I know, right?
We knew everybody in IHOP. Everybody
we knew everybody. They knew what we wanted.
That was our office. Yes. We were sitting in IHOP, but some of my friends kind of felt strained. They kind of felt like they were left out, and they kind of treated me bad. And I was like, well, what did I do? But I couldn't party like I used to party. But I had a goal. I had to take care of my daughter. Because around that time, I was really a single parent. And it was like, okay, you got to figure out what to do. Like, you got these 2 jobs and this baby that you hate, both jobs. So what are you going to do? And I went full steam ahead. So being around people
Yeah.
who can take you to another level is so important. So
Yeah.
important.
It is extremely
really
important, and it definitely does put you in a hot seat. And and I hate that we say, about how the friends and we and they're not there. The irony of all this, when you make your mind up and you decide that you don't want to be the top in a group and you to be in a group of people that is inspired where you want to be at, those friends actually they take themselves out.
Yeah.
Because the conversations that you can't have with them because they're not in a room with you. So they're not going to understand that conversation. They're not going to understand the mindset. And I remember having this conversation with someone that I knew a while ago. And, and I told her, I said, listen, in order for you to be successful in business, you have to understand you're not going to be able to go to all the family cookouts. Okay. You're not going to be able to be Susie homemaker and cook 3 meals a day. Piles of clothes it's going to pile.
Oh my God, let's not talk about that.
Your house is going to be a mess. Okay, you're going to be eating on the go. I'm telling you, if you want to be successful in the way that you say you want to be, you have to understand. Yes, you are going to miss some of your kids' functions as well.
Yeah.
Yes, there were times when I'm like, oh crap. Christmas and I haven't even done Christmas shopping. Oh well, but because I may have done well that particular, couple of months ahead of time, guess what? I can go in the store with $3,000-$4,000 and just buy whatever's there and keep it moving. As an entrepreneur, when your mind is set on this goal, you have to understand you're just going to miss things.
Yeah.
And you have to be okay. And yes, your family's going to make you feel bad about it. What you mean? Grandma only turns 100 once in a lifetime. You mean to tell me you can't take off? What's the point of having a business if you can't take off when you want to take off?
Right.
Again, but that's the illusion, right? Of being an entrepreneur, right? Is that you feel like look, at the end of the day, we go in there thinking we're going to have time, right? We want to be able to create things and do things for ourselves. But again, the workload of being an entrepreneur is totally different than the workload of being employed by somebody else.
Absolutely.
And so
because you got to be laser being focused.
You have to be laser being focused.
But here's the thing that people miss. You only have to be laser being focused
for
until
a certain amount of time.
And I said until because everybody's milestone, everybody's why, everybody's purpose and what they're looking for is different. Somebody may say, based off the lifestyle I want, I want to make $100,000 a year. So I got to be laser being focused until I make this 100,000. Now, for me as that individual, now I'm able to set my schedule to where, guess what? I only got to work 3 days a week if I want to. Now I can go to every family function, do all those things. But you have to be laser being focused for a period of time to accomplish whatever that goal is that you set for yourself. So sorry, Grandma, I love you, but you know what? Here's 3 dozen roses. Here's I got someone that's coming to give you a massage, but Grandma ain't studying that. She gonna remember the roses and that massage that I paid for. She gonna forget that I wasn't there. It is what it is.
But understand that too. On the flip side of that, right? There still is damage control behind all that. You see what I'm saying? Because you do want to spend time with your family. You do want to spend time with your loved one. You do want to spend time with your husband or your wife or whatever, your girlfriend. And a lot of times I think they don't think that that's the case, right? It is, and that is the case. You want to spend time with them,
and we're fighting against
business
that.
is right, and so you're always fighting that, internally and outwardly. So there is definitely damage control, and we know that a lot of things have happened to entrepreneurs with their families or with their relatives, that either can be saved, and sometimes it can't be.
Right.
But I mean, that is the world of being an entrepreneur. You have to figure out how to straddle both of that. How to straddle both of those things. I mean, so it's and so I think that's why we have this show, is to let people know that that both of those sides are truths. You know what I mean? They're both true.
Absolutely,
they're both true.
We struggle with that turmoil because, like you said, we do want to be a part of that. And here's the thing that people don't understand. As much as so, you have all the family members that's gathered around, they're having a good time and they're excited, right? And as an entrepreneur, we're not there. So internally, we're battling and we're feeling some type of way.
Yes.
We really want to be there,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like, but I know I got to do this. So the loneliness creeps in. The isolation creeps in. The feeling like, dang, I'm abandoning my family, creeps in. So you have to fight against that, knowing that, okay, I'm not just sitting there at the club partying, and that's why I'm not going to grandma's birthday. I'm here working and sitting here struggling through tears and feeling some type of way because I can't be there with y'all.
Right, exactly. And I think people need to know both of those sides, of us too, in trying to build a business. And you're right, Dr. House. It is about balancing
Good morning,
opportunities and
Dr. Shante.
relationships. Hey, Shante,
I was trying to wait till they got finished talking before I said good morning. Look, another woman of the GWC. Good morning.
Good
She's
morning.
amazing, y'all. She's amazing. She's doing amazing things. Hit her up
she's a
on
busy
LinkedIn.
woman. Let me tell you, she's a busy
Go
woman.
on LinkedIn. You want to know how to get them grants without being certified? Go on, hit Dr. Shante up because she is your person. Go on over LinkedIn and follow her.
But don't hit her up if you ain't serious now, because the girl is busy. She's got 1,001 things she's doing.
She's busy and she's serious.
You are serious.
She don't need no tire kickers.
Focused.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
No tire. If you're trying to kick tires, no. And if you ain't trying to spend no money, don't call her.
Exactly. Please and thank you.
Don't call any of us if you ain't trying to spend no money.
Exactly, Georgette. Exactly.
I was trying to be nice.
Dang that.
That's funny. No. We're not that bad. So
we're not that bad.
Not that bad. But
honestly, we give away way more. Way more. Listen, you getting it right here for free. Every Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Exactly.
But though, so I want to get back to the other part of my milestone is just to actually get my viewing hours up on YouTube, right? Because we know it's a total. It's funny. It's funny.
That's because we're on the right path, Shante. You should have saw us last week.
Oh my goodness, that's funny. So it's getting the viewing hours up too. So that's my next milestone is just to be able to because initially I was doing mainly audio, for the podcast. So I do audio and I do video. So I release audios on Wednesdays because I had to start it with that, and then I released the video portion of that on a Saturday. So a lot of my stuff had been driven basic via audio. So all my numbers on Buzzsprout, that's a platform that I use, are really high. I have like over 14,000 downloads now of the show. So now my goal is to shift that and to try to get everybody to watch the videos because that's the only way I'm going to bring up my viewing hours on in the doll world. So,
and do you have a plan for that?
Let me drop the link in so they can go to the
Do you have a plan for that, Georgette, on how to get the viewership? Because I think that's the other thing that people have to understand as well. While we talk about being in business is not just about doing a thing, but it's also understanding all the stuff behind the business, and and a lot of stuff you don't know. So it's that research period.
Well, one of the plans really, like I said, is to really just start leading with the videos as opposed to leading with the audio, because that's what I would do. I would post it on because I have a Facebook group too, which is over 1,000 Facebook subscribers. So the thing is to lead with the videos now, so people will go watch the videos first, as opposed to that being the last option for them to do. And most of the things that when I'm starting to promote the show on Instagram or with other people is to lead with the video portion of that. So that's definitely one of the things that I definitely am going to work on for my next milestone. So because it's nice, to be able to get compensation, for having a YouTube channel over there. So that's what I'm looking to do.
Yeah, that's another stream of income, and then not only another stream, it's passive income.
Yes, it is. It's passive income.
So definitely, you want to get to that. So that's good. Kudos to you. Yeah. You've been doing it for 20 plus years, so we know you're gonna stick with it. So kudos to you for that.
Well, part of what you said, which I thought was really interesting, Letitia, and sometimes I don't think about it that way, is that even though me and Audrey aren't doing the dolls together, which, that can change at some point, right? Again, but the thing is that since I'm continuing that, we'll always still be that, you know what I mean? That'll always, wait a minute, YouTube. Okay, at in the dollar. Okay. Usually, sorry about that. I had to look at that really quick. But, you know, the fact that even though she's not physically or a part of it, you know, we are a part of it because we created these dolls, and that will always be a legacy for us. And the fact that because I'm still out there doing that, it is constantly always going to be a legacy for both of us. And that always makes me feel good because
you just brought us something else.
You know, that, yeah.
And I love it. You just brought us something else. So you and Audrey, because you know this, I'm hearing this. You and Audrey started this as a partnership. So created this business. You had this idea. And people don't understand partnerships can be good and they can be bad. Yeah. But the whole idea of the partnership is that you don't want to do it by yourself. And so you create this camaraderie, you have the support system and all those things. And even though you guys have separated, so to speak, in terms of doing different things, it's a beautiful thing that the separation of the partnership didn't separate the relationship and the friendship. It's a beautiful thing that even though you've lost one half of whatever is the brainstorming, the ideas, or whatever came along with it, you still continue to persevere regardless. And again, you know, because I'm hearing that type of stuff, it could very well have broken you. It could very well have, you know, made you be like, you know what, I can't do this by myself because I don't have my partner. I don't have, you know, my right hand. I don't have the idea person. And I don't even want to be her friend anymore. You know, it could very well have done that because we know in a lot of partnerships that happens. So I think we have to really put that out there that, hey, in your case, that didn't happen.
And let me just add this. Don't get it twisted. Georgette and I had our issues with the company. We had issues. And I said to G, I was like, look, I'll let the company die because to me, you're my sister. It was a conscious decision, right? Yeah. You know, when I had the idea for the dolls, I went to Georgette and I said, this is the idea I have. And she said she wanted to be the vice president. Absolutely. Let's make it. We ran with it for 6 straight years. Yeah. And then there were some things that happened, you know, and I felt kind of bad about it. And I was like, I felt hurt, not bad. I was hurt. And I said to her, I'm hurt. And I will let this business die, which is what I did. Now, my mom was like, don't let the business die. I'm like, no, don't let the business die. I could have let our friendship die. I could have said, you know what? F this, friendship is over. This ain't right, but I didn't. I decided, you know what? This business is not worth our friendship. Yeah. And I let the business die. So we dissolved the business and we started doing other stuff. And it took some time. It took some time for me to mentally come back from that. But I came back. And what I realized is that sometimes when you don't know what you don't know, you can easily get sucked into things that hurt people.
Exactly what happened.
Hurt the business. You can easily get sucked into that kind of stuff. And so I realized that. So that's why when I show people so much grace, it's because I've been through some tough stuff. Like I've been through a lot of stuff in 26 years. And I've learned to show grace because I have been given grace. And I know that for me, some things are just not worth the things that I love. You know, there's a saying, sometimes it's better to do you want to be right or do you want to be happy?
Be happy, right.
And 9 times out of 10, I'm going to always choose happy. Now, if it's going to be detrimental to my life and my family, probably not. But that wasn't detrimental to me because at that time in my life, I knew that I was an entrepreneur. I just had to find my next idea, right? So I decided to let the doll company die. But I said to Georgia over these years, look, take it and do what you want with it. I'm cool with that. Like, and she will always say, yeah, but I want you to be a part of it. I don't want to be a part of that no more. I'm going to go on and do this other stuff. You go do your thing because it keeps talking to you. And if she became a millionaire behind that, I would be just like I'm happy for that 1,000 subscribers. I would be just as happy for that because it was my decision to say, you know what? It's not worth our friendship. I'm going to kill it. Yeah. And that's what I did. So you will go through those things. But here's the thing. If you stay in those places where you're so hurt, you know, where people aren't listening to you or you feel slighted or you will be miserable. And I don't
you like miserable and you block your own blessing.
And you do. You definitely do that, you know. And it took me a long time about, you know, even that. And the thing I think was too, that me and Audrey were not in the same space together. We were separated. I had moved to Texas. She was still in Jersey. And I think part of what she said is true. Like when you don't, like for me, I could tell you right now, that was my first journey into entrepreneurship, right? that was all I knew. I was an entrepreneur anytime before that. So when the situation happened with us, it was something that things that I needed to learn that I didn't know. And I got caught up with the wrong people whispering in my ear, you know what I mean? And that wasn't cool. And I felt bad about that too. And I think that's why it took me so long to actually step up and say, okay, yes, we agree that I could still move forward, but I just felt that I couldn't, because I just didn't want to feel like I was hurting somebody, and until we have those conversations, and, me and Audrey have had hard conversations together, but we've been together for 20 something years. She's like my sister, and that's what you do. Hopefully for sometimes that's what you do. You have to have those conversations. And I realized that I hurt her, and that made me hurt, because I didn't want to do that to anybody. But again, if you don't know situations and you come into a space and, you have the wrong people talking to you, and you know what I'm saying? And you're like, oh, well, this might be best, then you believe those things. And sometimes all those things are not always best for you or what you should do. And then
communication is
definitely, that definitely was something that happened.
It's definitely key, and especially when you're dealing with friends, family, whatever, especially with partnership.
Yeah.
And I deal with that, with my business, and one of the things I ask people all the time when they say they are partners is, do you have a partnership agreement? And they usually be like, huh? What's that? And I'm like, listen, you never get into a business with someone without having a partnership agreement, because what that states basically is what each partner is responsible for.
Yeah.
And not just for the money, but also for the liabilities and decision making and things like that as well.
Yeah,
and we do know that over time that can change, and that's okay. That is okay. But when you have those in place and you want to make changes or you want to do things differently, that's what the agreement is supposed to be about. So if someone comes to us and say they want to buy the company or they want to invest in it, how do we as partners entertain that? And again, that's the whole point. This is business. We got to take the friendship out of it. We got to take the emotions out of it. This is business, so we got to handle it like that. But again, like we just said, when you start a business, your whole thing is you excited that you finally decide I'm going to be an entrepreneur, right? And so you just start doing it. You're not thinking about the actual dynamics of how to set this stuff up. But again, for those individuals who are thinking about being in a partnership with someone, whether it's a friend or not, just be very cognizant of, can me and this person work together when things are good?
Yeah.
And when they're not so good.
Yeah, exactly.
When money is flowing and when money is not flowing. You got to really ask yourself those hard questions. Yeah. And if you can't answer yes, then you need to do something different. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, we see our sister Lucretia is back with us. Hey, girl. Hey.
I know you're dealing with a lot, girl. I know. Listen, let me tell y'all this before Lucretia say something. This is the part about being an entrepreneurship. I know where she is. I know what she's doing, but that's because she can do that because she is her own boss. So good morning, darling.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm just sitting eating all this good. This is some good food. Good night. I really don't have a whole lot of input because you guys have said just about everything. So I'm just enjoying it and just taking it all in, taking note. These are some serious entrepreneurs, y'all. For those who are watching, these ladies they're on it. And it's an amazing space to be in. And I'm glad I'm able to get a lot of this knowledge and wisdom here. So I'm just listening.
Now, and I'm glad to be here. She's real modest, y'all. She's been an entrepreneur for 31 years. She don't look it because black don't crack, but she has been one for 31 years. So she ain't new to the game. No. And she's probably heard many of entrepreneur stories. I'm almost positive, probably thousands, if not tens of thousands, because over 31 years, you get to hear a lot about everything.
Right.
And so this is true.
I know it's true. I know you got stuff going on. I just want to throw that out there.
Sitting there all calm and collected, right? Yeah.
Georgetta not 26, Letitia 10, Lucretia 31.
Okay.
There you go.
31. This is true. And sometimes I have a tendency to forget it because it still feels like the first day. Because you're always learning. You're always it's always new.
What was that?
See what I'm talking about? Look, I'm at the hospital, y'all. So, but excuse me, pardon me, but
listen, this is the day in the life right here. This is a Friday morning mingle. We keep it real. This is what you have to do sometimes.
Yes, but really, it's refreshing and it's new every day.
Mhm.
And for me, being especially doing hair as a stylist for those many years, it was always exciting. Every day. I don't care how tired I was, who didn't show up. Because most of the time people did, but it was good to listen to people and interact with others, the other stylists, to see y'all pray for me, because curving is real. I ain't got time. I don't have time. But hey, this is good. But it's just a joyful space to be in. And I sometimes I forget that I actually been in it that long, since I was 19, and I did it kind of the rough side, and when I say that, that means that I used different avenues to become an entrepreneur, to become a hairstylist. There are many ways you can go to school, you can do it on an apprenticeship. There are different types of avenues to learn how to be in the hair industry, but there's so many different dynamics to it. I had to learn about money. You look, because sometimes you can make some good money quick, and it can go so fast. Customer service is very important, to make sure that your client and your clientele feels very cared for, adored. It's a whole lot, and I don't know. I love it here. Just put it that way, in a nutshell.
Let me tell y'all something. I would go in that salon, and I would be there every Friday. As soon as Chris came in the door, I was sitting right there, either sitting in the parking lot waiting for them to unlock the door, or she may not have gotten it yet, and Shannon unlocked the door. But
Right.
I always felt so at ease when I went there, and I would take my magazine, because I know I'm gonna be there all day. It was on Fridays, because it was a lot of folks who's coming out that salon, so I would get me a stack of magazines, and that was my me time. Chris, I don't even have me time anymore. It's sad.
Say that again.
I don't even have me time anymore. Fridays, let me tell you, I can go in there looking raggedy and busting and disgusting. When I come out, my hair was laid. I'm like this.
Yes.
Couldn't tell her nothing.
But it's
That
therapeutic.
reminds me of the barbershop,
Yeah.
when the movie, when they were talking about how you go in there, you get fed, you hear about all the gossip, you watch the movie, sometimes you might have, a little cocktail, you get your hair slayed. I mean, and you just building all those relationships, because that's really what the salon and
That's really what it is. Yes.
It's not just about you're getting your hair done or getting your hair cut. It's about those relationships. Businesses are being conducted. Meetings are conducted there as well.
That's right.
So you do get a lot. And to Lucretia, 31 years, it probably just became a way of life for you. So it didn't feel like it was a business. Because
it didn't feel like business. It's therapy. We've watched babies born, people get married, children grow up, people pass on, pass torches.
Because y'all there for all of that.
Yeah, and it's good in that aspect.
Divorce party.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say that. But
I'll say it for you.
but also in the other area, because I am a creative, as far as like in the craft world, it's quite similar to styling and things like that, because I meet so many wonderful people, and it's good to get in someone else's space and watch how their mind works to bring about whatever that I'm trying to. I got a lot of people looking at me. Bring their ideas to fruition. It's a great thing to be a part of, and again, it becomes family, and that's the great part about being an entrepreneur. And, it's just like some of the people who own gas stations, or even in your local stores. You meet your cashier that you love, or your attendant that you enjoy. It's a huge community of fellowshipping and growth, and that's the beauty of it. For me as well.
My husband and I go to this buffet, and Creasha, you haven't gone yet, but Letitia's gone, Georgette has gone. And listen, a lot of people don't like buffets. They like, I don't like buffets because people be touching on everything. I go there for one specific reason, to eat them crabs, right? But I go so much to the young lady who, she used to be our waitress. Now she's at the front. She comes and she hugs me every single time. And all of the people there, they know that she is my friend now. And they be like, hey, you okay? You okay? It's hilarious, y'all. Hey, you okay? You need something? You okay? You need something? You okay? I'm like, I'm good, thank you. But you know what happened was, because I always appreciate folks, even when they probably don't think I do, because I don't know, for whatever the reason, I do. And I try to show that. So one day we went there. I love crabs, y'all. The teacher said to me, I probably got a lot of mercury in my system. I probably do. I went to the doctor the other day. I said, can you check my mercury levels? Because I'm probably loaded.
She's gonna walk out there one day and have like these claws, like
I'm probably loaded with mercury. But one day we went there, and she when we got there kind of late in the evening, and she said, hey, my friend. I said, hey, my friend. She said, I'm so tired. I said, well, you don't have much longer. We got there about 7:00. They close at 9:30. She says, I'm so tired. And I said, oh, okay, well, you don't have much longer. She's like, I know, I'm so tired. I said, okay. So about 20 minutes later, she comes back and she has her phone. She's like, look. And I said, what is that? So the lady had skipped out on her check. And I was like, what? So she said, we tried to catch her. She go. I said, what's happening? She said, I work all day. I'm so tired. Now I'm not going to have no money. I said, why not? She said, because when that happens, they take all of their money for that check. And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah. So she said she worked all day, and all of the money she had made that day had to pay that check, right? Which the lady ate by herself. So it probably wasn't that much. But when I left her a big tip, right, to cover what she had lost. And I did it very quietly. At least I thought I did. So I left the tip, and I was walking out the door. She just ran and grabbed me, and then she started speaking Chinese. And they all came over, and I was like this. Right. And my husband looking at me, and I was like, yeah. So I'm walking. So she's like, thank you so much. And then ever since then, y'all, it was just crazy. And I was trying to walk out the door. So I put the check on the table, and we get up from the table, and I'm easing out the door. And as soon as she picked it up and looked at it, she just started talking Mandarin. And they all ran over. But
they were just excited.
That was exciting for her. So last week when I went, her son was there. He goes to Georgia Tech.
Oh, nice.
And he was working there. And she said, I want you to meet my son. So another son probably thinking, who is this lady? And I was like, hi. And he looks just like her. He's about 6'2". I was like,
wow.
He pretty tall. He's Chinese, about 6'2". Nice looking kid. And I was like, how you doing? I said, your mother's so sweet. But that's just me. I left there 2 weeks ago in the parking lot. I go out the door. It was funny though. We're going out the door, and there's this man and his wife and his daughter in the parking lot in a van. And he goes, we're so hungry. So she was like, tell him to get away from you. And I was like, no, he said he's hungry. So my husband left me and went on to the car, right? And he got the little girl hands like, we're so hungry. And I was like, shit. So I go back in. She said, what you going to do? I said, I'm going to buy him some food. They say they're hungry. She's like, no, he can't be out there in the process. He says he's hungry. She says, okay. So I go back in, and he looks like he's Muslim, right? So I gave him fish and vegetables and rice, because I think they like a lot of rice and stuff. So I'm like guessing, but I was like, I'm sure you probably don't eat pork. So I ain't gonna put no ribs on the thing. So I gave him this fish, and I gave him like a tray that'll feed the three of them. It was a nice tray, whatever. And I took it back out and gave. Now I was kind of afraid, because I'm like, so I'm standing there. He didn't look dirty or anything, but we got our own preset thoughts about people.
Yeah.
And so I'm like this, like long arm out, like he go, enjoy. And he was like, thank you, girl. We were pulling off. That family got in that car, and they just started digging into that food. So they really were hungry. But she said that, and she smiled to me. She said, bye, my friend. I said, bye, my friend. But sometimes, if you can do it, just do it.
And because you never know. You never know how that's going to help someone. And
right. You never know.
Similar, well, not as bad, but similar. We was in Montego Bay, Jamaica last year. And our trip was all inclusive, which was a beautiful thing. So, of course, you give tips and stuff like that. So I remember this one guy that we were working with, and I gave him a $10 tip. And he was like, oh my God, I can go grocery shopping now. You have no idea. Me and my family, we don't have any food. And you just blessed me. And I'm like, okay, some eggs and bread?
Right.
Is what I'm thinking to myself.
I don't know.
$10. but not realizing I'm in Jamaica. The dollar value for Jamaica and $10 in American money is almost like I gave him a $1,500 tip from what they told me. And I was like, really? Well, no wonder he said he can now go grocery shopping for his family. In my mind, I'm thinking it's just $10. You're going to get maybe some bread, eggs, and maybe some milk. In America, you're lucky with $10. But no, this man actually, because of the dollar value in Jamaica, he literally could really buy for his family. So, of course, every day that we went in, he made sure he came to our table. Yeah. And we blessed him the entire weekend that we were there. Yeah. Because like you said, you just never know.
You just don't know. You don't know where people are at, you know?
It's nothing, but for him, it was everything, you know, and it really was a blessing. It did make me feel good to be able to do that.
It does make you feel good. And I think, you know, a lot of times when you do good, I used to say this all the time. I look at people who are uber wealthy, right? And they would stroke check because it's easy to stroke a check and donate to something, right? But I always felt like if they actually went into the community and touched people, like really touched them, they would have felt so much better about themselves, because a lot of them just felt like people were around them to take from them. You know, they were trying to get to the next hit or whatever it was, the next big film, whatever it is. Just spend some time helping folks, like really helping them. Right. You know, like for me to be able to go buy that family some food, that's like, yeah, man, my husband just want to go to the buffet next week. That's what I was thinking. Like, if I can't go next week, at least they ate this week. I just got finished eating. I feel good. They can eat too. You know, I thought about it like that, even though we did go to next week, y'all. Because I love crab. I want me some right now, but they don't start at 4:00. But you know, you never know how you're going to help people. And I think too, that good karma comes back to you, how you treat people, you know. And I don't do stuff just because I want something back. It's just who I am. It's just in my DNA. My mom was like that. She would say she wasn't, but she was like, she helped everybody. And people that I was like, why are you helping them? But she would do the same thing to me. So, you know, it's good karma coming back to you. We were put here to serve. That's why we're entrepreneurs. We're put here to serve in our own capacity. Yep. You know, I'm not saying let people take advantage of you, because they will if you let them. But if you know you can do good for people, just do good, and always try to just keep the best energy possible. Because I know, you know, I had my moment last week, but I stayed to myself. I stayed in my room, me and Hallmark, and until I got myself out of that space, because I know that the least little thing can tick me off. So instead of me being that person, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to stay to myself and stay in this room until I figure it out. And, you know, I think I said it. My husband was like, yeah, you in a really funk, you know. And we did go to buffet. That made me feel better, and ate crabs. And for those of you who don't like the buffet, that's your thing. It's okay. I happen to like crabs, so I'm going to go. But anyway, I think this has been one of our best shows ever.
I think they're all good, but okay.
I'm glad I made it. I'm glad I made it.
I'm glad you did as well.
Because sometimes I'm like, dog, I missed it. And I'm like, man, I get so mad. But, you know, I'm like, this was perfect timing, and I'm glad about it.
Really How's your dad doing?
Prayer.
Okay.
Praying.
All right.
Listen, prayers going up to Lucretia's father. LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Amazon. Let's send up some prayers for Lucretia's dad. Yeah. Send them out there. Listen, prayer changes things. It does. It does. And she's a praying woman, y'all. Like, this woman know the Bible like I know my social security number.
I love it.
She does.
Good stuff in there.
She got a good book coming out too. I can't wait for y'all to read it. Like, that book it has everybody waiting on it. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be on Amazon. Speaking of Amazon, there are some books in the carousel. Please feel free to buy one. If you're thinking about starting a podcast or you want to know about AI, start one. If you're thinking about starting a business, pick up that other book.
Please, thank you.
Please and thank you.
Yeah. That is so funny. Oh god. Okay. I got a joke for you guys. All right. So we're gonna add some jokes. It's so corny. You know, like dad jokes. Probably like
I'm laughing. I haven't even heard it yet.
Like corny mom joke. Okay. So why did the tomato turn red?
Why did the
tomato turn red?
He was blushing.
I don't know why.
Because he saw the salad dressing.
That's cute.
Oh God.
Okay. I would have never guessed that.
I
That
would
is
have never
cute.
guessed that either. Okay. Well, on that note, be sure to tune in
Corny
next
mom
week for the
joke.
joke of the day. Carolyn said, that's funny. Good morning, Carolyn. Listen, if you guys need insurance and you don't have any, please contact Carolyn Shoemate.
Yes,
She's your life insurance extraordinaire, and also your investment partner. If you're looking to invest in stocks and mutual funds, Carolyn Shoemate, follow her on Facebook.
You sound just like an infomercial.
That's it. I was laughing. Oh my God.
Have a good Friday, good Saturday, and
have a good Friday, y'all. Listen, thank you, ladies, tell them how to reach out to y'all, because y'all said some good stuff this morning. So how can they connect with you? Telephone, email, website, whatever that is. How can they connect?
Well, they can always go to our website at premiertaxga.com, and our office number is 678-557-4457. Chelsea may not be happy I just gave that out, but that's the number.
Go ahead. How can they connect with you, Creesh?
LuckyBellCreations@gmail.com.
There you go, Lucky. There's an E in there, Lucky.
Yep.
Georgette
at dynamiclifeenterprise.com, or you can check out the website, dynamiclifeenterprise.com, but definitely check out the YouTube channel, youtube.com/inthedollworld.
Listen, while y'all over there checking out Georgette's website, please show my channel some love. It's suffering over there. I got 127 subscribers. It's good. It's at Good Morning Gwinnett. And if you want to check out the website, you want more information about our beautiful county of Gwinnett, go to goodmorninggwinnett.com. You'll find all about Gwinnett there, as well as the podcast. Listen, ladies, have a wonderful weekend. This has been amazing. I feel pumped up now. I'm going to eat me some breakfast, though.
All right, then. Enjoy.
Okay. All right, guys.
You all have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe out there. We'll be back again next Friday at 10 a.m. 10:30, because we got the breakfast. So check us out next Friday. Hey, join us at the breakfast if you can. We're going to be at Peachtree Cafe, located at 30 South Clayton Street, Lawrenceville, next Friday at 8 o'clock. 10:30, we'll be on here, though. So you guys stay safe out there. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Until next time, my friends, make it a great day. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to the Friday Morning Mingle. If you enjoyed this episode of the show, be sure to subscribe to the show on your favorite streaming platform. If you would like to join a community of women who mean business, we invite you to become a member of the Gwinnett Women's Chamber of Commerce by going to www.gwinnettwomenschamber.com, or to become a member of the Thrive Tribe, go to www.thrivetribe.biz. Tune in next week for another great episode of the Friday Morning Mingle at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.